Here's Mr. Happy! Why does he always look suspicious? He's even got a suspicious walk. I'll do some footage.
Someone gave me man flu. I thought Bobo had just been still. I'm going to buy him a new wheelbarrow for Christmas. Hello, Fernandez.
Come on, in you come.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, everyone! Hope you're having a good Christmas day.
Hello, Fernandez.
Hello, Fernandez. Merry Christmas.
We're going to try and give you a little farm tour around our farm.
Machinery tour.
Machinery tour of all,
Yeah.
all our kit and stuff. And, whilst trying not to cough and choke and
As you can see, Grandad is taking it
No.
really seriously.
dying with man flu. So,
Oh, you're all right. Get over it.
Yeah, I'll be okay. Alan Boris has come
And
to say
Boris.
hello.
Hello, Boris. Hello.
And yeah, so we're going to have a little wander around all our machinery, and I've got my glamorous assistant here, current Mrs. Farmer.
Current.
Best be on your best behaviour, Kat.
Yeah. No,
Cool, let's go.
yeah.
Let's
so
go.
here, let's start off with the sprayer.
Yeah, let's do the sprayer. I'm going to turn it off selfie because I'm really not tall enough to do this.
You haven't got long enough
No,
after.
I haven't. Oops.
Are you filming now?
I am filming now.
You got tissue?
I have.
Can I borrow it?
Do you want to stop for a minute?
No, you can carry on. Don't mind.
I'll do some footage.
Someone gave me man flu.
You gave me man flu.
No, I've got over it, and then she gave me another dose of something else.
Don't say things.
No.
Yeah,
She,
no. Yeah, but how could Kaz give you man flu?
I don't know, I was fine yesterday.
Lady flu?
You weren't fine yesterday. You looked like death warmed up. He was not okay.
You look like rubbish.
I even had to shave my mustache off
I know, I noticed that.
because it was full of bogies.
Nice.
So yeah, here's our sprayer. Ta-da! She's on her big boots at the minute. She's on her winter boots. She's got some work to do. Yeah, 5430i, 36 metre, 1824 36 metre. Fold on the sprayer, on the boom. 4,000 litre tank, done 6,000 hours. I'd like to replace it, but I can't find anything that I want to replace it with. Maybe another one of these. I'd happily have another one. Kind of like owning a pet elephant. When it doesn't want to do it, it won't do it.
Right.
And you can't get it to sit when it doesn't want to sit.
Do you feed it peanuts?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I've hit it a few times with a spanner. The only problems we really have with it is just rear steering. Other than that, the rest of it's all good. Everything else is fine on it, apart from... we had a boom. One of the booms fell off it a little bit.
Fell off it a little bit.
Yeah, it didn't fall off completely.
Right.
It broke. You can see we've re-welded it. Welded the hinge back on,
Right.
so it was a bit broken armed.
Right.
But it just flopped down on the floor because it just fell off. The weld all broken, so we had to fix that. And we done the other side while we were at it. So fixed that, and now we've had no trouble spraying. The thing is, I've got to spend 65 grand to have a slightly newer sprayer with slightly less hours, half the hours on, should we say. This is going to cost me 2 or 3 grand a year to keep running. The new one's going to cost me 2 or 3 grand, or another one, a newer model, is going to cost me 2 or 3 grand to keep running, so I may as well just keep running this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, temperamental. They are a bit temperamental, but when they're all working, there's nothing more comfortable.
Why did you go for a self-propelled, not a trailed sprayer?
I either needed a new sprayer, a new spreader, and a new tractor, or I bought this, and this does all three.
Okay.
So we went liquid fertiliser, so that eliminates the need for a spreader. And we got this, obviously, to replace our trailed sprayer. And yeah, you can see my fertiliser nozzles on here. We've got liquid fertiliser nozzles on it. So they do all the liquid fert. And it's far more accurate. It's just, I'm a bit reduced in spraying days when it comes to liquid fertiliser because of the wind.
Right.
The sun. But this year's a little tip for everyone. I seem to have had the best yields I've ever had on wheat, and I got the fertiliser first dose on real early, We put a sulfur dose on first, and then because of the wind and the sun and everything, I couldn't get the flag leaf was almost out on the wheat, which is what you don't want. On all of our wheats, the flag leaf was nearly out, and I managed to get the fertiliser on just before that came out, and I've had the best crop I've ever had. So whether that was because it was dry or what, I don't know. But
So what is your top tip? Put it on before the flag leaf, like.
oh, you got to get it on before the flag leaf, otherwise this liquid fertiliser scorches the flag leaf. That's where all your yield comes from.
Right.
The flag leaf is huge leaf on the wheat. It converts all the photosynthesizes all the energy of the sun into yield.
There we go. Dan, you're the
Yeah,
farmer
top
and,
tip. So,
and
yeah,
the scientist.
Get your fertiliser on as late as possible. Get it on as early as you can travel in the spring, February, March time, and then get the second dose on real late. So it seems to have bulked up our crop, so done quite a good job. But yeah, no, this is the sprayer, so yeah, it's all RTK guided and everything. I don't bother putting tram lines in on my fields anymore because this puts the tram lines in for you, so I love it. 600 acres, I can spray the whole farm twice nearly in a day, which is awesome. The reason why we bought this is because we was up to nearly 1,000 acres at one point. We rented land and stuff, so we just decided to get this, go liquid fertiliser, and I had a little trailer I dragged around. Stop rubbing my ear.
Yeah.
I got an itchy ear, I can't help it. Yeah, so we got this, and then now we're back down on acreage again, so back to 600.
How come?
We just rented some sandy fields and stuff and tried to farm it, and we just got offered it and we had a go at it. And such is our luck with life that as soon as we hired this land in, the price of food and everything plummeted. So ended up costing us money to do it, you know.
Right.
But we got a nice sprayer out of it for us anyway. For me, it's a nice sprayer. I know some people have got brand new sprayers and stuff, but I just can't afford it. So this is all we can afford. I mean, I can't even really afford the 65 grand to change it for a slightly less houred one. But there you go.
Cool.
If they're going to cost me 3 grand to keep running every year, I might as well keep this and run it for 3 grand every year.
Yeah. Did we say how much it cost you to buy?
I think I paid about 90 grand for it.
Right. And
Yeah.
how long ago was that?
About 7 or 8 years ago.
Right.
Had
Okay.
it fair well. Maybe
Yeah.
10 years ago.
What would one of these go for? Like, say, if you sold this now,
40 grand maybe.
right?
50 grand if you're lucky.
So it kind of holds its value.
Kind of holds its value. It does a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it looks after all the crops every year, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, without this, I have crops, or bad crops. Without this, I don't have any crops, do I? So I know you can say like with drills and stuff, without them you don't have any crops, but you need a sprayer to keep them alive.
When does it get to a point when you think I really need to upgrade it now? When would you say I need a new sprayer?
You just get to the point where you get fed up with fixing things, and then let somebody else have the trouble of fixing things.
Yeah.
But I mean, somebody with 500 acres or whatever, 40 grand sprayer, a new one of these is 300 grand,
Really?
if not more. And I haven't got the acreage to warrant it, but this one came along and it was reasonable money and we had a good potato year, so
Yeah.
we bought this. So yeah,
Awesome.
bits keep falling off it and I keep patching it back together, and
Good old duct tape
yeah, lots of duct tape and sticky back plastic, and we're all good.
and welding.
Yeah, welding, yeah. So good job. I mean, I did have somebody come out and do the welding on that just because it was busted in the field.
Right.
So they just backed their van up to it in a wheat field in the middle of summer. Welding was quite amusing.
Yeah.
We're chasing little fires about all over the place.
Was this before the days of YouTube? Before we started YouTubing?
Yeah, before
Yeah.
YouTube. I
Yeah.
did have a picture of it somewhere with a broken... I'll see if I can find it.
All right.
It just literally just like flopped down on the floor like that, and I noticed it as I was turning around. So it just... I watched it break in slow motion and it just went like that, so I stopped. And I was on the headland, so the van could back right up to the sprayer. We just lifted it up and welded it back on.
One of those days where you're like, oh.
Yeah, pretty much one of those days when I was like, all right, I've nearly had enough. Can you see me?
Yeah, it's just the light's a bit dodgy. But
No, I haven't really got enough time to get it out. I mean, I've got shed space now back at the farm, so we could take it out and get it back to the farm maybe. But
at some point.
yeah, this is our combine. No finance farming. Ta-da!
Yay.
I'd like a bigger one and a newer one, but I can't afford it, so this is what we're stuck with.
What is it?
Lexion 480 Evo, 2003, 25-foot cutter on it, twin rotor.
Hold on, let me just get back.
Trying to do a farm tour for everyone, and it's a bit dark in here.
Ta-da.
And a proper dank and daggy in here. So as soon as I can get the combine out, I will do. Get it back to the farm, and then we can start on it.
How long have you had the combine?
About 4 years. 3 years. 3 years. I think this will be our 4th year coming.
Right.
We had a 2256 John Deere beforehand, but only 20 foot.
Right.
Cut a bar on it, and it was a straw walker machine, so it just didn't have the output that we needed. It just wasn't man enough for us. As with this thing, you know, I can get a tank in time for Dad to come round again and go and empty and stuff. This is why it's a treat. As where Dad was sitting on the field waiting for me to get a tank full on the other one.
Right.
So by the time he goes and tips and comes back again, I'm normally full, so it works bang on. And plus you can cover the ground with it, you know. So yeah, just bought second hand, obviously. So
How much was it when you bought it? If you
I
don't
think
mind me
they
asking.
40 grand for it,
Right.
second hand. But it's done like 3,500 hours, so now done 3,900 hours. We had to rebuild the transmission the other year because I cooked it,
Oops.
which was not actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was only cost us about a day and a half downtime and like 1,200 quid. So I was expecting like 5 or 6 grand bill, but luckily we managed to rebuild it. So with all the existing gears and stuff, and I hadn't really done anything else to it, to be honest. Put a new tyre on it. That was emotional. 1,600 quid for a tyre.
Ouch.
So more expensive to have a tyre than it was to have the transmission rebuilt. But all this side had to come off. The combine would rebuilt the transmission.
Well, in the summer you did something, didn't you, where you got all the side out anyway, and that was just to do like servicing.
Yeah, just servicing and stuff. Yeah, panels and stuff are all off this at the minute. All the panels are all on the front here or in the cab. Every panel and stuff inside there is all covered in like a duck oil stuff,
Right.
just to keep the mice and rats out of it.
Okay, fair enough.
Somebody gave me a tip on how to keep rodents out, so I had a go at that. And it's the first year, we'll see if. But the good thing I like about this combine over all the others, Class don't seem to leave their wiring out in the open for rats to eat. So the rats will get in this combine, but they only get on like the flat surfaces. They don't tend to get in where all the wires and stuff are, which is really, I'm leaving myself open to a wiring rebuild next year, innit?
Whereas did you find with your John Deere that you had before
Yeah,
that
with the
they
John
did?
Deere, they got in everywhere. They got in the cab and stuff, and I don't know whether it's because I smell funny or what, but they don't seem to get in the cab in this one, so it's all good.
Maybe you've upped your game.
Yeah, maybe it's probably going to get it out over Christmas and take it back to the yard. Now I've got the shed empty of potatoes, so
Cool.
you can see how soaking wet it is in here. It's pretty horrible, isn't it? It's not a nice place for a combine to be sitting, so I might get it back to the yard. I don't know whether, I think Dad washed one panel on it before we put it away.
Just the one?
Just one panel, yeah. Now
Oh.
it looks like a disaster the other side, but this side nice and clean.
That sounds about right for Dad.
Yeah, that sounds about right, doesn't it? So, yeah, no, love it. This has always been my dream combine for our little farm. I'd like a 580, just with another 5 foot on the header and just a bit more output and a bit newer. But this one will do us fine. So, this is our other farm, sort of our other farm. Makes me sound like I'm minted, doesn't it? But just a rented shed, this lean-to bit, and then a rented shed next door as well. So just use this for overflow wheat storage and putting all our machinery in. As you can see, there's some other bits and pieces we don't really use much now. Got a combination drill and a sugar beet drill behind you. And all of this stuff can all live somewhere else or be sold. So if anyone wants a sugar beet drill, I'm your man.
We best do our own little farm sale then.
Yeah, we'll do our own little farm sale. I've got all this stuff in there has not been used for 10 years, I shouldn't think. So,
Really?
yeah, it's pointless having it, isn't it?
What? Why have you got it all?
Because Dad likes keeping stuff.
He's a bit of a hoarder, isn't he? So what is this, sorry?
Sugar beet drill.
And that is...
That's a Lilliston.
What's that?
It's like like the potato ridges are in the middle, and it weeds in the side.
Right.
Just pluck all the weeds out.
And it has
It's a
that...
good tool, but then you end up with another flush of weeds, so kind of pointless.
And that is what?
It's an old school bed tiller, like a GLB. Call it a GLB, I don't know. And then, you know, like a double bed Basileia that we were filming in the
Yeah.
spring? That's just a single bed version of that.
Oh, okay.
That's what we used to do everything with. But since we've got the horsepower, we might as well use.
And that's what behind you? That bad boy?
Oh, the drill?
Yeah.
Oh, our 3 metre combination drill, but since we've had the Verdistat, we don't ever use it.
You can't really see it because it's quite dark.
Can't really see it, no. Works a treat, but we just don't use it.
What, because you love the Verdistat so much?
Yeah.
It's Mr. Happy! So, Dad, what you been up to? Tell everyone what you've been up to. We've missed you.
I've been loading a load of wheat. Didn't you see that?
No, I meant just in general.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Shooting, working, grading taters.
Living the dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We've been loving it, haven't we?
Happy about it.
absolutely. It's wonderful.
No sarcasm intended.
So as you can see, we've still got loads of wheat in store. We're selling some.
Got one more to go this week tomorrow.
One more to go tomorrow, I think. One more to go tomorrow. That's why the JCB's up here at the other farm. So yeah, this is our main telehandler, frontline telehandler, whatever you want to call it.
Why does he always look suspicious? He's even got a suspicious walk.
Suspicious waddle, you mean?
Suspicious waddle.
Yeah, we've got 2 telehandlers. We've got the other John Deere, which we'll see in a minute, and then we've got this that does all the main loading wheat and muck spreading and stuff. We tend to use the other one now as a farm truck, putting boxes away and moving pallets and things like that. And stays in the yard, and this one really just stays for muck carting and loading wheat. Really, try not to use it as much as possible, or try and use it as little as possible. Dad, I'm filming.
Dad goes, oh, they're filming. How much noise can I make in the
How much
background?
noise can I make? Yeah, so that's pretty much it. 53170. 53170. Is that
Let's have
right?
a look. What will it say? Yeah.
Yeah, 53170.
When did you buy it?
We've had it about 4 years, I suppose now.
How much did you buy it for?
I think we paid about 35 for it, something like that. Done 4,000 hours. when we
Right.
got it.
Yeah.
Could really use another set of boots on it. I might put another set of shoes on the front of it. Put the front ones on the back. But we had a pretty, I was going to do it last year, but we had a pretty dry season for muck spreading. So I didn't really need any extra grip, so it was all good. I didn't bother. I saved myself, I don't know what the tyres on there, 600 quid each I should think.
Blimey.
But this year maybe it'll get a new set of boots on the front and put the front ones on the back.
You've had a couple of issues with this though, haven't you? Because you had a bit of a leak not that long ago.
Yeah, it's still got the leak.
Oh, has it?
Yeah,
Okay.
the leak came back. The pipe man, the hydraulic man gave us the hydraulic man gave us some aftermarket fittings with no seals in,
Right.
and one's fine and the other one's leaking a bit. So just turned the reversing fan off and it stopped it leaking. So not too bad.
There was this, didn't Dad do something with the...
We had a load of relays and stuff in here as well for starting.
Right.
So we had a JCB man come out and he's like, oh yeah, I know exactly what that is, and just changed all the relays and off he went. He was passing anyway, so
Right.
I think he gave us the relays and didn't charge us for us doing the work. So
Didn't Dad have some, didn't he do something down, like...
oh yeah, we had the boom out of it. I forgot all about that because I didn't do the work.
No, Dad did it, didn't he?
No, Dad didn't do it. No,
Oh,
loaded
didn't he?
it on a trailer and took it to Pets.
Oh,
JCB.
okay.
Yeah, no, the booms, there's pipes that inside the boom here. One of these pipes under here, which you can't really see very well, they go up and in the boom, and they've been broken for a while, and then it just caught the pipe wrong and split it. So yeah, they had all this section of the boom out, and then welded the pipe back in properly at the inside there. How they done it, I have no idea.
Right.
With extra long arms.
And how much did that set you back?
I think that was only about 800-900 quid. I think the bloke came out. How much did they charge us, Dad, to do the boom on this?
I don't know.
You don't know. I'm sure Mum said it was under £1,000 or just over £1,000. One of those.
I can't remember. I saw it.
But look, there's a lot. I thought Bobo had just been still on. I'm going to buy him a new wheelbarrow for Christmas. Yeah, to have all this boom on all the front out of it and stuff, so that wasn't too bad. And when we bought it, it came from our friend Thomas up the road anyway at Greenheath. They had a half shaft out of here because that was leaking. As you can see, there's a little bit of leak in there. When we first got it, the wheel was chattering. When you were trying to dig into stuff, the wheel was just chattering. And the half shaft and bearing had gone in the half shaft or something in there. I never saw them do it, but they had the hub off and done that for us. So that was the only thing, warranty work we needed doing on it. Other than that, pretty good. Like a Kramer.
Hint nudge.
But they're just, they're making crazy money at the minute, so just making...
How much did that Kramer go for the farm? There was a Kramer
only
at the
a tiny
farm
little thing,
sale.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
About 55 grand, wasn't it?
That did quite well, didn't it?
Yeah, but it was only done like 300 hours or something.
Right.
So, yeah. Right,
Cool.
let's get back to the farm then.
So as you guys know, I've had to fly solo quite a bit just lately, which has been good fun, but it's quite nice to have you back now.
Hey.
Are you back now?
I'm back now, yeah. Yeah, no, we've been flat out grading spuds and stuff. Just been ridiculous. The orders have been there, and I've not really had too many problems, but I've had issues with the potatoes getting a bit sweaty down one side of the shed. So we noticed them going like that, so we decided to just keep going. It's not all sunshine and roses. It's the first time in 25 years I've been back on the farm that we've had to like rush through them. So
Right.
yeah, that's what we've been doing. Been flat out doing 140 tonne a week. And as you can see by the pan around, and you can see the shed is nearly empty now. I know this shed's normally full till February, and then I'm going to start.
Are these all going?
Yeah, they're all going tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, they're going into London tomorrow morning.
Right.
We noticed them, even in the shed yesterday, I came in here yesterday and the shed just feels damp and horrible.
It's been really weird this year for weather.
I wondered if where it was so hot and then all of a sudden it came cool. And it just condensated in the shed and made everything damp. So, I mean, they got fans on them and everything. Circulation was all good. But just opening the shed door made everything in here sweaty. We've never had that before in our life. Well, I mean, we've had a few issues over the years, and everybody has. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs, can you? So everything can't be perfect all of the time. Got stuck into them and drafted in a couple of Zoe and Sophie, and they came in and helped us, and we've rattled on. The last month and a half, we've done near on 1,000 tonne of potatoes.
Have you been grading potatoes in your sleep?
I've been grading potatoes in my sleep, yeah. Just been ridiculous. I normally have a break after harvest, just have like a few days just to recuperate and then go drilling and spraying and stuff, and we just ain't had time. So I've still got 150 to 200 acres, maybe a week to drill.
Does that mean in the new year we're going to have lots of actual farming videos?
Yeah, look, in the new year I'm going to be totally back to normal, where I'll just do like maybe 24 tonne of potatoes every week rather than 150 tonne of potatoes every week.
We've all missed your pretty face.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'll be back to normal, hopefully. And somebody else stops giving me man flu, I'll be all good.
Yeah, Kaz. Can you stop doing that, please? It's just rude.
Man down. So, yeah, no, it'll be all good. I've got Anglia Grain coming in to do some more seed for me because I've run out of seed nearly, so really kind of thing.
Because, like, the potatoes, like, they've actually been keeping really well in the bags, haven't they?
Yeah, this is a stupid thing. That's what we can't work out, why the boxes have just gone so sweaty. I cannot work it out, because you put them in a bag and then they're fine. They'll last till April next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously having the best customers that I look after all the time, the same customers every year, they all kind of down sticks with everyone else and cleared us out. So they stopped dealing with anyone else pretty much and just concentrated on getting us cleared out, which is, I can't ask for better customers than that really, can I think? We've never had this before, and in, like I say, 25, 30 years, 25 years, 25 years, how long? Oh no, so yeah, just under.
Do you know? Do you know? No?
About 17 years I've been back on the farm. Never had that problem in all that time, so.
When you say back on the farm, what do you mean?
When I left school, I was Worked in motorsports.
You're a bit of a hot shot in the car industry, weren't you?
Yeah, a little bit for a little while. And building Escort Cosworths and stuff, and the Ford RS Owners Club car, I built that, which is an RS200, which is cool. Not on my own, obviously, with other people. Yeah, I built quite a few RS200s. Anyone checks out the RS200 on the RS Owners Club page. We built that, done some development work for Ford and stuff when the Focus came out. Basically, I was on the dyno testing engines and stuff, so that was my job.
What made you come back to the farm?
I just love being on the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, outdoors.
Was it literally like calling you?
Yeah, I know it's outdoors is not so great today. But yeah, no, and then I went to Scott Racing Services, and they only live in Lakenheath, so they're not far away from me. Building Can-Am cars, which was really cool, travelling around Europe with the race team. That was mega good fun. Ended up getting drunk in a few different places.
And then you came back for the spuds.
Yeah, and then I came back to this swamp, like an ogre.
I wonder if any of our viewers have had any issues this year with any crops where we had such crazy heat in the summer.
Yeah, I'm guessing I have heard a lot of stories of people losing whole stores and some people reboxing them. A cousin of mine reboxed some because they'd gone sweaty, and then 4 days later he lost the whole lot.
Really?
He didn't say how many tons there were, but and I won't say which cousin it was because he watches the channel. It's not just us. Like I said about you can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs.
Yeah.
You're always going to have... There's no way I can, in May time next year, that I can tip a box in the hopper and not expect to find one or two rotten ones. So yeah, no, I've heard lots of stories of people having lots of problems. We haven't really had too much problem. It's just panic, Panic to get through them before they did go. So.
But also, not only that, you're saving yourself a lot of, you don't have to then fog them.
I don't have to have them fogged, no. I don't have them
store them for...
No, it's the main fans in the shed are all off now, so... Yeah, I haven't got to run the lights and stuff in here, I haven't got to keep the bagging line going, I haven't got to pay staff to come in and stuff, so...
What would be the main reason that you would actually keep them for longer? Is it because the prices tend to go up in the new year?
Yeah, it tends to go up. Obviously, at harvest, everyone that can't store them has got to shift them, otherwise they can't do anything, so they're kind of caught by the curlies.
I like that expression, by the way.
Yeah, they can't store them, so they're kind of dictated to what the price is. But as March and April time, you can kind of go, I'm not going to do them for that. But if they're £400 a tonne at harvest, then you kind of would think that they're going to be £600 in March, April, May, until the earlies start coming through. So you kind of got a bit more barter and leeway.
But that doesn't always happen.
No, it doesn't always happen. No, the price goes down. I mean, look at this year. The price hasn't really gone up so much from harvest. So putting them in store is kind of not really... I've had to pay for electric and storage costs and boxing and stuff like that over people that have bagged them straight off the field.
Yeah.
So I've lost out to them. They're on a better winner than I am.
Do you think you might change tactics now because of...
Yeah,
this?
maybe. Yeah, I just... I may just lift them off the field unless the price goes up to £500 or £600 a tonne next year, or in March, April, May, and there's a winner. There's a clear point to storing them. I'm not going to bother.
Because you have come in a couple of times and gone, I am never growing potatoes
ever
again.
I did think I'm never going to bother. Why would I bother? I mean, the price hasn't gone up, hasn't moved since harvest too much. Why do you bother? Why don't I just lift them and bag them straight off the field and get rid of them and not have all this worry, stress and expense at storing them when there's no movement on the price? I've got to have them fogged as well. That's £5 a box. So yeah, I may as well not bother.
And which also, we're not sure that it actually works as well as it used to.
No. There's new stuff that they've got. The mint oil definitely doesn't work. The DMN stuff has got its drawbacks as well. With CIPC, 3 days you can come back in the store and start moving them out to customers. But the DMN has come on this year, 28 days before you can eat them, consume them. Can't give them to cattle, so if you've got some throw-outs and stuff in there, you can't give them to cattle. So, yeah, and if you've got a store getting sweaty, then if you have them fogged and then they go sweaty, you can't do anything with them.
Also, what most people, I'm sure most of our viewers probably are aware of, but if we're importing things and they're still able to use things like CIPC...
which they still are using CIPC.
It doesn't make any sense, really, does it, as to why we can't use it?
nobody's sticking up for us, which is the really annoying bit. When they're still using CIPC in France, which we know they are, and Ireland.
And we import from France.
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, Belgium and places like that will send potatoes over this country. Yeah, they will send stuff over early. The Spanish send stuff over early in June, if they have an excess of crop, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, we're fighting a losing battle. We've got no one to stick up for us. So this is what Fenton Farming and Ventures is here to do. Try and shout our corner as loud as possible, really,
Yeah.
when it comes to governments.
Yeah.
Farmer for president.
Me.
I'm going to go for it.
Please don't. Please
No,
don't.
no.
I would have so many sleepless nights.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we'll move on with the tour.
Yeah, what are we moving on to next?
We're going to go in workshop stroke machine storage
Cool.
shed.
Let's go do that.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. There he is! I love how you keep the place.
It's really tidy.
It's so organised. Mrs. Hinch would have a field day.
Yeah, everyone wants to see the cars, don't they? So there's my car.
You got your Wolsey,
Got my Wolsey.
which
Yeah, I just put a new radiator in it. I only really bought it because my friend had got an A60. And this came up and it's just about drivable. Done a wheel bearing, new exhaust, new radiator. Yeah, it's an adventure going for a tour around in this.
you just don't know whether you're going to come back or not.
No, you don't know whether you're going to make it or not. So, and it's got no seatbelt, so you don't have to worry about that. It's got 1 and a bit brakes.
Didn't it cost you like £10 to insure for a whole year?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. About 70 quid to insure it for a whole year. So why more people haven't got classic cars, I have no idea.
Probably because they like their life.
Yeah, so...
I mean, maybe.
Then we got tractor behind us.
Let's go. We've all seen this bad boy.
Yeah, so this is mainly our frontline tractor at the minute.
What do you mean by frontline tractor?
It just does all the heavy tillage work.
Okay.
So it goes on a drill, range toolbar on the drill on the back. Yeah, just...
What? Okay.
You need a hand? Kaz, you're up. What, just somebody to hold something? There you go, Kaz, you're up. Take the dog with you.
She's a good sport, isn't she? How long have you had this 6190R?
We bought this one brand new, 2014, when we got the sprayer, so
How much was it?
about 100 grand,
Right, okay.
which is cheap now.
Worth every penny?
Worth every penny, this thing pulls like a dream. I swear it's got the wrong engine in it or something. It'd be nice to put it on a dyno, but then it came straight, brand new, from Ben Burgess, and then went straight onto the plough. So it got some hard work straight away.
Yeah.
And I think that does the tractor better than anything.
Have you had any issues with it?
Yeah, there was a pipe burst underneath it. I said that on the video when I was drilling the other week.
Right.
We had a pipe burst on it when I was cruising up and down the field, and I didn't realise it was leaking all its oil out.
Right.
So then I got to one end of the field out the back here, and it told me to stop.
Yeah.
And I got out and had a look, and there was a puddle of oil under it. Other than that, all good. It's been back to Ben Burgess for a couple of updates.
Do you know why it was leaking oil?
Yeah, it burst a pipe.
Yeah, but why? Why did it do that?
I don't know, it just failed, the pipe failed or whatever.
Right.
And luckily it was under warranty. We got an extended 5-year warranty with this.
Is it just one of these things that sometimes these things just
Yeah,
happen?
things go wrong, don't they? Things break,
Yeah.
you can't help it. Can't be helped. Other than that, it's been pretty good.
You do like your 6190R.
Yeah, I do,
Often
yeah.
cruising around in this, aren't you?
Yeah, it's I'm trying to remember if we've had any other issues with it. Oh, it's compressors on the front, air compressors.
Okay.
It's had 2 of them on it. Other than that, all good. But yeah, no, it pulls like 6 furrow plough, 20-inch furrows, and a 3-metre press at 9-10k. So when you're ploughing for potato land, so it does everything we want it to do. So
Yeah.
it's done 6,000 hours now, which is 700 or 800 hours every year. Since we've got the direct drill, it doesn't do hardly any work at all, really. So Yeah, double bed Basileer, which is fairly mean for it. That slows it up sometimes. 6-furrow plough, like I said, goes on the drill. And then, because it's the only tractor we've got with air on it at the minute,
Shall we? What are we heading over to next?
we go to the 6170.
Let's go. You kind of blend in there.
Me,
Yeah,
I try to.
you're like camouflaged.
Irritate me. I can go back to bed.
No way.
With the lens tip. Yeah, you can take over. Come on, boy.
This is a tractor. It is green and has 4 wheels. That would be about my interpretation. You're probably much better at it than me.
This is our 6170R with a Vario box in it, not direct drive. So this is all about doing the finer things in the farming world. Goes on the harvester, goes on a planter, and then does everything else the 190 does. It done all the ploughing last year actually. I put it on the plough just because Dad was using the 6190, and I ended up doing all the ploughing with this. It's just a couple of kilometres an hour slower than what the 190 is. So.
How long have you had this one?
This is 2012, but we bought it in 2017, I think, 17, 18.
Right. 4.
We traded in our old 6630, which was our frontline tractor. We've done all the harvesting as well. That actually done all the harvesting and all the ploughing and everything that did. So yeah, we traded that in. It didn't quite lift the plough up as well as we'd like. So we got. Did we trade that in, or did we trade the? Yeah, we must have traded our 6630.
Are you asking Kaz again?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm questioning myself. Yeah, we still had our 6630. We bought the 190 to take over from the 6630. We kept the 6630 for the harvester work. Yeah, and then chopped it in and got this. And yeah, not had any problems with this at all. But it's 50k, but with no air brakes on it.
Right.
So that's a bit annoying.
How much did you pay for this one?
About 60 grand, I think.
Right.
Yeah, this is still worth that now, which is crazy, isn't it?
Fair enough.
Done 3,000 hours. We don't normally tend to buy tractors second hand too much, but with the price of them at the minute, we can't afford to buy new. So
Although when we've been going to farm sales, they've been making quite good money.
they have been making good money. Yeah, second hand stuff's making strong money because new stuff's making strong money. You know, so the only thing wrong with this is it just hasn't got air, and it hasn't got a command arm on it either. It's got all the simple spool valve levers and everything. But does a real good job. Pulls nearly as well as a 190, but not quite.
Does the 190 have a command arm on it?
Yeah, it's got command arm.
Right.
Direct drive on that one. Which I don't really like too much. I'd just have a Vario and be done with it. Or John Deere equivalent auto power. So got bigger tyres on than the 190. Yeah, what else? They've done 3,000 hours, or just over 3,000 hours, I think. So
Did you say you've had no issues with it?
no, none whatsoever.
Oh, awesome.
Been all good. Yeah, don't think anything fell off it or been broken off it. I did drop some boxes on it last year when we had loads of high winds and stuff.
Right.
A load of boxes fell on it, shattered the window, so that's the only issue I've had with it, I think. It hasn't got air on it. And I've now got 2 flat trailers with air brakes and 2 big trailers, bulk trailers with air on.
Right.
And only 1 tractor to use them on, so that's where it slips up a bit. Other than that, it's all good. It runs the harvester fine and it's got plenty of grunt to it, so move on to the next one, shall we?
Awesome. Yeah. What are we stood?
This one.
Yeah.
The other
Which
one's favourite
is
tractor on the farm.
this one.
Yeah.
Your favourite tractor?
Pretty much, yeah. I don't think I'll ever sell this.
What is it we're looking at?
6610. Yeah, I wish I'd bought a 6910.
6610. Isn't this the one that Dad just done an injection pump on?
Yeah. That's all it's had done to it in the whole 22 years we've had it.
Proper old school, this bad boy, isn't it?
No, sort of, yeah. But it's only 20 years old, 22 years old now.
Only?
Only, yeah. And we've just put new tyres on it. It's done 12,000 hours. And I have no doubts it'll do another 12,000 hours. No worries whatsoever. So it's got a normal gearbox in it, power shift gearbox in it. Yeah, and it now was our frontline tractor when I was a kid, before I came back on the farm. And done all the ploughing, and it done all the spraying at one time. And it done all the basileering before the 190 came along, or the 6630 came along. And yeah, so it's done it. Doesn't owe us a penny, this one.
How much did you pay for it?
I think Dad said it was about 35 grand.
Really?
Yeah. So I wish you could buy 10 of them. I'd buy 10 of them if they came along at that price.
And that was 20 years ago?
Yeah, 22 years ago. It's 2000. T-Reg, so it's 99. It does all the rolling now and has an easy life. Does some trailer work. I mean, it sits on the 15-ton Larrington at harvest time.
Right.
And it still lugs that around.
Yeah.
Better than lots of new tractors, so why would you change it?
Yeah.
I've got some big wheels for it. I've got some big flotations for it if I need them. They don't hardly ever go on nowadays.
This is one of those things that you buy and it's just like the best buy.
Yeah, well, you see, Dad and our other cousin used to share a drill and potato planter and a sugar beet harvester and something else that I've forgotten. So they kind of put a tractor on the drill. Dad put the big flotations on this and do the drilling, and Martin used to do all the spraying, the ploughing, sorry. So
Right.
they kind of shared the workload a little bit. It's had a fair life. It's mechanically sound. So
Yeah.
never going to sell this one. This'll still be here when I retire. There's no way I'm selling it. They just keep going. They don't beep at you all day. It's fairly comfortable. It's got front suspension and everything on it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
I wish Dad had bought a slightly bigger one at the time, and a 50k box in it. Other than that, it's all good. Pose like a kitten. So move on to
The McCormick?
yeah, a little McCormick. Yeah, let's do that one. Welcome to our little red, we call it.
Tractor that's held together with
thorn in a green bed of roses. What?
held together with red tape.
String.
Yeah, red
Like
string.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has the exhaust on. The exhaust is broken, but not broken. It doesn't leak, but it's just wobbling around everywhere. Probably granddad tied it on with a bit of string.
Is that one of those things you need to get around to doing?
Yeah, Dad bought this off his mate, and he stitched us up. Norman, Dad's friend Norman. Norman had 4 of these, or 3 or 4 of these. It weren't the tractor that he sold us. Paid him for it without looking at it. Went to pick it up, and we were like, hang on a minute, that ain't the one you said it was. I mean, for what we paid for it,
How much do you pay?
I think we paid about 12 or 13 grand for it.
Bargain.
Came with a brand new set of wheels that had never been on it, which you can't grumble with. And then it came with a set of skinny wheels for doing like the potato ridging, what we do with it. And then it came with another set of back wheels, skinny wheels for the back. Can't grumble with that 3 or 4 grand worth of wheels with it. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, the other one he got was a free power shifts, and this one's only 2. And this one's got a forward reverse lever thing. You have to put your foot on the clutch to get it to engage.
Right.
But the other one we thought we were buying, he didn't. Dad made him take him out for dinner for that one. He got there and he's like, oh no, I sold it. And I was like, oh, well, I thought that was the one you were selling us. Plucky little tractor. Got some John Deere weights on there just to keep the front from bouncing. Pulls well, it just ain't got no weight. It's got no weight to it at all. Tiny little, must be 3 or 4 ton tractor. I call it the little angry chihuahua. And it will wheel spin everywhere, but it just won't pull anything along because it ain't got no weight to get any traction. It done 4,000 hours when we got it. It's only done about 4,500 now, so.
Any issues with it?
No. We put a starter motor on it. And that's it. Yeah, so what more can you ask for from a tractor, really? It will still pull these big trailers around. It's tied up to a 12-ton AS trailer at the minute. And then it's done all harvest on this trailer, so you can't really ask more from a little tractor than that, really. It's not a John Deere. It's not as comfortable as a John Deere, but it will sit on the set of rolls, it will sit on a trailer, it will do the ridging up. Yeah, it has been muck carted and stuff like that, so it still do that. It's only got a 30k box in it, so it only does like 22 miles an hour. So it takes a while to get anywhere. But then Norman had all of his land all in one spot, so
You didn't need to go anywhere
it
fast.
didn't need to go anywhere. So I think it spent all of its life on them skinny wheels, and I'm surprised Norman even done 4,000 hours on it, really.
Right.
He drives like a little old lady. I know it's never had any hard work or been abused, so perfect little tractor. And I bought the other one off him as well for that price.
Can't really see it too well because the light's a bit naff. Is this the one Dad just bought?
The one Dad had before?
No, the one that he just bought.
No, I've got the one he just bought. No.
This was the one he bought earlier in the year, wasn't it?
Yeah. Little Model B Alice. As you can see, it's in pretty good nick. Needs a wash now because it's been here without a cover on it.
Dad's like a kid in a sweet shop when...
Yeah, he is a bit, yeah. So, Dad had these when he was a kid. Dad had loads of these. We've still got one of these from new on farm. In the shed, we're going to have a look at it. You can't really see it, it's covered in everything, but that would have been my great-granddad's.
Right.
So, that's why Dad bought that last one to transfer all the bits that we need off of that onto the other one.
Right.
And then we'll just keep it in a state of repair, but not paint it or anything. Just get it up and running. I turned it over the other day. Now I've got a cranking handle. It turns over and stuff, so...
Go on then.
No, not this one. I mean the other one.
The other one.
What it's done with the cranking handle. Oh, it's in the thingy, yeah. I don't know how to work these, so I'm not going to start it. It might take off across the edge.
Yeah.
Roll somebody over.
Oh yeah, don't then. Let's get Dad to do it.
Yeah, you just put the cranking handle in there. Like that somehow.
It's a bit before your time, isn't it?
It is a bit before my time, and there's no sat nav on these things.
Nah.
So yeah, that's how you get that puppy going.
Do you know what there is lots of?
Yeah.
Aircon.
Aircon, yeah, lots of free-flow ventilation. But yeah, no, Pucker little tractor. This one's in real good condition, so done well with it. So they're all petrol paraffin. So you start them up on petrol or paraffin. Petrol. Start them up on petrol, I think, and then switch them over to paraffin because that's cheaper.
Right.
But you have to get them right warm before you switch them over. I think. Anyway, I don't really know. It's got 2 fuel tanks.
Sounds complicated.
That's all they had, you see. They wouldn't know diesel coming on strong. Nobody figured out diesel was...
You can't smell anything.
I can't smell nothing, no.
Look at that little seat.
Yeah.
Right, what we got behind you?
And then we've got another little grey Fergie here. I'm trying to remember where this came from. I can't remember where it came from. Just needs some air in the back tyre, but... Dad went off to see his mate or something and he said, oh, he's selling these tractors, so he came back with this.
How much did you pay for it?
About $3,000, I think.
How much did you pay for that one?
About $2,000.
Right.
Came from a bloke up the road, didn't it? So it's not far away. This one just wants some air in the back tyres, but other than that, paintwork's all good on it. Somebody loved it at some point. Yeah, and I'm guessing Dad had loads of these on the farm when he was a kid, so that's why he likes these and these.
Yeah.
Back in the day when you could buy a tractor for 1,500 quid or something, or £1,000 probably, buy one of these new.
There's not a lot that goes with it though, is there?
Not really, no. I mean,
not many mod cons.
You've got to be fairly dedicated to your job to go and sit out in on one of these all day, haven't you?
Yeah.
But then, there's probably 10 of these in the same field all together.
Yeah.
And they're probably all throwing stuff at each other and trying to shout at each other all day and having a conversation working side by side, weren't they? So.
Clinking their cups of tea as they go past.
Much, yeah, just different, it's a whole different world, isn't it? Back when I was a kid, there was about 15 or 20 people on this farm, so...
Yeah. And now there's just you two?
Just me and Dad, yeah. Yeah, just me and Dad, so...
Cool.
Imagine trying to have a group chat about what everyone's doing for the day, because about half the time you didn't know where everybody was.
Do you think they did the whole, like, hands in the middle?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Let's go team! Go
Yeah.
team! Let's go see what else we've got to show everyone.
Yeah, I think we're nearly there, but we've got a couple more.
Alright, cool. Are we filming this one?
Yeah. We sort of have bought it, but we haven't bought it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Um,
Clear as mud.
Yeah, case mini digger, 2.2 ton mini digger. Friend said take it and try it and see if you like it. We love it.
Do you need a mini digger?
Yeah, it's just handy for digging holes and stuff. And I bought that thing from Auger Talk to do my piles and stuff that goes on the front of this. So yeah, no, I got a hydraulic breaker with it and everything. So just we don't really use it very much. But
If you do buy it, how much are you buying it for?
I don't know, I think it's worth about 15 grand or something like that. So it's just handy to have. I mean, you'd be surprised how much stuff I have actually done with it. Can't get it out in a minute, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Had a hydraulic breaker, came with a hydraulic breaker and 4
Is that this?
buckets for it. And
You can't really see very well in here, but
It's a
that's
hydraulic breaker, breaking up concrete and stuff.
right.
So, yeah, no, it's got new tracks on it. It's only done 5,000 hours or 4,000 hours or something, which is nothing really.
But
a
it's-
nice digger, but
It's kind of not yours though.
well, sort of. I don't know whether. I think we told him we'd have it. It's just come from Thomas at Greenheath again.
Okay.
You pay for stuff for Thomas when you feel like it,
Oh, okay.
which is great. I just got to send us an invoice.
We like friends like that. Cool. Let's go see what else we can find.
Yeah.
Was it? Ah, did you have subs in the back? I bet you did, didn't you?
It's called Bluey Louie.
Ah. So you've got a couple of little saxos sat here.
Yeah, one works, one don't.
Okay.
That one's all ready, track pet, ready to go, roll cage in it and stuff. I ain't had time to use them.
Is this all old stuff from the house? Is this all from my house?
This is all from your house, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your junk. Like
Yeah, my rubbish that I'll need to get rid of at some point. Soz, mate.
Yeah, so yeah, they're all slammed down to the floor and all got racing bits and stuff on them and ready to go track day and stuff like that, but we just ain't had time, have we?
One day.
One day, I mean,
Cool.
I've been sat there. I got it ready to go and do a track day, and then we took the Mini instead, didn't we? I think. Did we take the Mini or?
Then blew it up.
Then it blew it up. Yeah. So
The little Mini that was sat over in the
You
corner.
probably see a glimpse of my Mini Cooper S over there.
I don't. Oh yeah, just over there,
Yeah.
hiding.
New shape.
And then we've got an Audi TT up the front here as well. Somebody came in and drew a penis on.
Who was that?
I think it was Vinny.
I mean, you can't really not with all that dust, can you?
No, so yeah, it's all stripped out, one seat, proper Sparco race seat, harnesses and everything.
What are you going to do with this bad boy then?
It's track day cars as well.
When you get round to it
When
again.
we get round to it, yeah.
What else are you going to show us?
That's pretty much it in here. So we've got a couple other three other tractors and a little shed there, and then we've got the digger around the back, and
Cool.
that's pretty much it. Let's go and have a
Let's
look.
go have a little look. Da-da-da-da.
This is Dan's latest purchase. Sorry, it's a bit dark in here. It's now 3:30 in the evening.
Afternoon.
Afternoon, whatever, evening.
It's,
yeah.
it's officially evening because it's winter.
So, yeah, Dad bought this as our little, I bought him some new tyres for the front of it for his Christmas present.
Nah.
And it starts and runs and drives and everything, so we'll try and get this one fired up as well, but I need to go and get some petrol and I've got some paraffin, which is just basically heating oil anyway, so.
This is the one that Dad... I went to a farm sale. I don't know if you guys can all remember. I went to a farm sale and then came back. And because we've got the internet sorted now, Dad was like, oh, you can watch it online.
Yeah.
And then, he was like, nah, I don't want to buy anything, And then saw this. And he was really funny because he was just like, no, I don't really want it. And then kept like tapping bid. And I was like, I
Still don't want it.
think
Still don't
you
want
want it.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, yeah, no, it's a mega little.
I'll try and come around the other side. Hold on.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. Oh, there's tyres everywhere.
What?
Tyres everywhere.
Yeah, no, I just ain't got round to tidying up in the shed to.
You got a lot of things you got to get round to doing, ain't you?
I know, yeah. Just I've not had any time to do anything. I bought some new tyres the other day from Tollgate because I've got a busted tyre on one trailer. So I thought, well, I've got 2 busted tyres, 2 spare wheels or whatever. I'll get 2 ordered for them that size, and I've got no spares for my 10 stud high-speed axles and stuff. So I ordered 3 of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it got emotional. 300, 400 quid each or 450 quid each or whatever they are. But this is the trouble, isn't it? You've got to have them. So yeah, this is Dad's latest purchase.
Seat's not quite as luxury as the other one.
No, but it's mega, isn't it? I fit my big fat ass on that. Even Kaz could fit her big fat ass on it.
What else we got in here?
You got the other Model B Alice in here. Look.
Oh my god, how many's he got? There's one. What's that? So that's
Believe it or
another
not,
Alice.
This is a Model B Alice, yeah.
What's that one that's behind you?
Oh, and another little grey Fergie. Yeah, and another plough over the back there. Another one, Dad went off to see his mate and came back with tractor. So he's like, ta-da! Oh,
I think all of Dad's friends just see him coming, really.
Well, no, I mean, they get to the age where they can't drive them anymore, don't they?
Right.
And,
What?
Dad knows loads of people, don't they? And they just bring him up and say, you would like this.
What do you mean? Because they can't, like, is
Yeah,
it just...
they're just getting to the age where they can't use them anymore.
It's too intense to try and get,
Well,
like,
no,
it
not
started.
intense, people get old, don't they? You get into your 80s or whatever, you can't get out in the tractor like you used to. Time comes to everyone, doesn't it? So the old boys and stuff that they're just like ploughing and stuff, some of them.
Yeah.
And they got a little allotment, and they just go and cultivate their allotment once every 6 months or whatever,
Job's a good one.
Once they get to the age where they can't do it anymore, then what's the point in having it, you know?
Yeah.
Rather than sit there like this is... I mean, hopefully we're going to try and transfer the bits off of that one and onto this one and get this going.
Right. Because this is the one that you said that Dad had since he was, like, really young.
No, great-granddad would have had this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this would have been bought new on the farm. Still got the number plate on it, so...
How old is this bad boy then?
Probably... I don't know. We'll have to... It's got 64 on the number plate, whether it is 64 or what. HCF664. So I
Dad-
know it's 64. I think it'll probably be earlier than that.
Dad will know how old it is.
Dad will know how old it is. Yeah, it just needs... I mean, I put the cranking handle in the front of this the other day and it still turns over. So it's been barn stored its whole life. So
Got loads of stuff all on top of it.
It had a sprayer on the back of it. It still has got most of the sprayer on the back of it, but we'll we'll get it out and
At some point.
get that one up and running. I bought Dad some new tyres for that one, so at least that one's usable. You can just see it.
Are you sure? The tyres look pretty flat.
Yeah, it's all shredded up, isn't it?
That's not a new tyre.
No, I bought it.
Oh, the new one to replace that one.
Yeah, new tyres to come.
My bad.
And this only wants a magneto on it and a seat, and I think it would fire up. I mean, this one came with a plough, and it came with a cultivator, and it came with another set of wheels and stuff for it. So we're never going to wear them out. It's just if Dad wants to take one out one day.
Right.
But we've been so busy doing potatoes, we haven't had a chance to tidy up or do anything fun.
Just
This is
watch where you're walking.
why farmers like farming, you know, because they get to come out here and bugger about and play with stuff, you know.
Play
Toys
with,
just get more
odd
expensive.
tractors.
Yeah.
To the back and beyond. What's this bad boy?
Yeah, this is our old David Brown. This has been on farm since new.
How old is this?
74 or 72 or something like that.
Really?
996 four-wheel drive. I know it looks a bit of a state at the minute, but yeah, it's another project that Dad wants to get sorted out.
He's got his hands full, really,
He has
isn't
got
he?
his hands full. It drove here when we put it here, but only on 2 cylinders.
Right.
I think the crank is snapped in half. But we got a spare engine. There's a spare engine in there that I could get rebuilt, and a spare transmission there for it as well.
You just
So
need to
we
get...
got loads of bits for these. We had a whole fleet of these, you see. Not four-wheel drive ones, though. They didn't make many four-wheel drive ones, I don't think. Yeah, it's had various repairs over the years, and I learned to drive in it when I was a kid, so kind of like a family heirloom. But we'll get round to putting it in the shed, I think, and taking the sump off it and seeing what's wrong with it. But I don't think it would take a lot. I've got two engines for it, actually. There's another engine in the shed over there that Dad said wouldn't stop. His diesel engines pistons get covered in carbon. When you try and switch them off, it obviously stops the fuel going in there. But the carbon keeps burning,
Right.
so it keeps running.
Okay.
It won't, and if you can't stop it running, it will still suck fuel in there. If the
Right.
stop's not working properly, so it's still sucking fuel in it. His Dad said the other old engine that he took out of it used to just sit there running for 15 minutes before it actually switched itself off. So he took it out and put this one in it. And the original engine still sits over there, but yeah, he said this one made more horsepower anyway. So brilliant little tractors, really. I mean, they just do what you need them to do, and they don't cost a fortune.
Looks like something out Jumanji at the minute. Not going to lie.
Yeah, that's not. I would like to get that up and running because, like I say, I learned to drive in that when I was a kid, like when I was Thea's age.
Right.
I used to steer that down the field while the men chucked all the bales on the trailer.
Right.
So 6 or 7 years old. Obviously, it's got no wheel on the front there because Dad robbed the tyre off it from one of the irrigator pumps. So that's where that's gone. So yeah, a bucket of magnificence. Poor old thing. And then we've got a couple of things over here.
Oh, what we got here?
For God's sake.
What?
It's got a flat tyre on it. Yeah, this will show you how. This is our little 6200. This is our first venture into John Deere, and we've still got it. The only one missing, only 2 John Deeres missing from our fleet that have gone. The bigger brother to this, the 6400 we had. The head gasket kept going on that, which is another tractor that I learned to really cut my teeth doing stuff in.
Right.
The 6400 was a pucker little tractor. It's the same horsepower as the little red.
Yeah.
But a whole lot more tractor, if that makes sense.
Right.
And yeah, this was our first one, and then we bought the 64 after that. So the 6200 is about 75, 80 horsepower or something like that.
Right.
85 horsepower maybe. This thing would never blow itself up because it ain't got no horsepower to do it. But it sits on the mower, sits on a trailer if we need it to, sits on a level harrow, pulls the irrigators out.
Yeah.
Far more economical to do that with this than it is to use like the 6190R and the 6170R and stuff. So yeah, I'll better get out here and pump the tyre up on this tomorrow and get this undercover as well. This can sit in the shed. Done 11,000 hours or whatever of happy farming hours. With a bouncy old seat on it.
How long did you say you've had this?
92.
Right. Oh my God.
So it's 2 years.
Blimey.
Yeah, newer than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean...
How much would you have paid for it back then?
Probably about 18 grand.
Right.
I bet I get 13 grand for it now.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't cost a bugger all. PTO still works and everything, so all the hydraulics still work on it. Everything works on it. The roof lining fell out of it, and some of the linings in the cab has fallen out of it. But other than that, until recently, the clock still worked on it. The clock still worked, and all the dashboard and everything obviously still works, and all the warning lights and stuff still work on it. Yeah, and the clock only packed up about 18 months ago maybe.
Right.
Which is not bad going for how old are you? 30?
32.
Yeah. So it's
30
years
old.
old, isn't
Yeah.
it? 30 years old this year. Oh, it's your birthday. Give it a hug. And yeah, it just does all the jobs I don't need a big tractor for, you know?
Yeah.
Which is mega. And then this is my favourite bit of kit on the farm, as you all know. The bucket of magnificence that is the UH063.
And how old is this bad boy?
I think it's about 83. 82, 83, so
Right.
it's older than me, I think, or 84, something like that, so similar age to me. You've seen it on our previous videos. If you haven't, go back on our previous videos and have a look. We had to give 5 grand for this. 5 grand for a 12 ton of 360, and it's worth its weight in gold.
How long have you had it?
About 10, 12 years maybe.
Right.
Bought it from Cheffin's auction, but we knew where it come from. We knew the bloke who drove it. We just didn't know who they were selling it at the time. Otherwise, we'd have bought it straight from the farm. Dad happened to speak to his mate who drove it, and he said, "Oh, I just delivered my old digger into Cheffin's." And Dad put 2 and 2 together and thought that would be a good buy. So we did. We bought it. Yeah, 12 ton 360, does all our ditching work and stuff, does all my cousin Martin's ditching work and everything. For 5 grand, it paid for itself in the first year we had it,
Yeah.
pretty much. With the price of doing dikes and stuff out, it just
Bargain.
yeah. And I mean, it hasn't moved for a long time now, and I bet if I go in there, you go in there and touch the key and it'll fire straight up. Brilliant. I mean, what more could you ask for a machine, you know?
They don't make them like this no more.
No, they don't make them like they used to anymore, so... There you go, folks. We forgot the John Deere loader. As where we use the JCB for our main frontline duties and stuff, we use this little 4400 loader for as a yard truck, really. Trusty little thing, 2.7 ton lift and 5.5 meters. We forgot while we were doing our walk around because it was tucked away in the shed, but this is our trusty noble steed that, like our family heirloom, has had 3 new transmissions and 2 new hydraulic pumps. A bit like Trigger's broom, really. But we love it. It's perfect for around the yard here. It's a tiny little machine, half the size of the JCB. Yeah, we've had it I think it was nearly new, like ex-demo or something like that when we bought it. It's done 11,000 hours now, and it doesn't owe us a penny. I have got to get round to doing the pins and bushes in the front here because they're all worn out. And we've just done 2 pipes in the front here because Zoe broke them. I keep blaming Zoe. Where for the tilt ram, 2 pipes for the tilt ram are running inside there, and she came back and was like, "It's leaking." I was like, "Oh, you broke it." I've had to do the new transmission because you broke them pipes and stuff, and we made her feel real guilty about it. But yeah, this is our trusty noble steed that we just use for putting boxes away. Put all the boxes back in storage and stuff. Yeah, she's as good as the other one, really. Nothing wrong with it at the minute. It's all good. I don't know what's going on with my phone. It won't zoom out enough. But yeah, we just use this for, as you can see, it's been that cold that I put a netting over the radiator to try and get some heat into the cab. It'll still do a day's work, no trouble at all. It generally stays in the yard now, really. So with 11,000 hours on it, doesn't owe us anything. Yeah, trusty old steed this is. I've spent most of my life in this thing. Yeah, trusty old girl. Yeah, this concludes our little farm tour of all of our machinery. There's other bits of machinery dotted about all over the place, but you lot don't need to see too much more, do you?
I think we've pretty much covered the basics.
Yeah, we've got trailers, obviously. We've got Western trailers and Larrington trailers and Lemkin plough and power harrows and Verdestat drill and Grummy potato harvesters and Medema structural planter and bits and pieces laying around all over the place, and you name it, we've got it.
Yeah.
Do everything in-house if we can.
So everyone's going to be watching this on Christmas Day.
Yeah. Let us know what you got from Father Christmas.
Yeah. We're probably going to be quite quiet, I would say, next week. I'd say that we'll start up again in the new year. Would you say?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm going to be out here pottering around. I mean, the weather conditions are shocking at the minute. We're going to try and do some filming. I can't do anything out in the fields. I've got all these fields to disc up and get ready to start drilling. And the mustard is just annihilated, the mustard, all this frost and stuff. So yeah, that concludes our little tour around some of our machinery with engines on.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys next week. If not, definitely in the new year.
Yeah, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Blah, blah, blah. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who's watched our videos, and it's been a delightful year. What an eye-opening experience, isn't it? Hopefully we're getting better at this filming malarkey. See you in the new year.
Bye guys.
Bye.